Hey, what's going on, gang? Good afternoon. Hi there.
Sunset story.
Gwen was taking pictures of the Indiana sunsets, the Airbnb that we were in for. We were in Bloomington for 3 days over the weekend because two of her cousins are getting married, and so they threw this big party with family and some friends. I didn't know the friends, but obviously I've known her family for a long, long time. But we initially thought we were in the wrong spot because the Airbnb. Did I talk about this?
No.
The Airbnb was an old motel on a hilltop. It was wild. We walked in and because it's all laid out. There's like a big lodge room and there's like 13 rooms in the thing. There were a lot of people at this thing. And it was pretty wild.
Cool.
But there were amazing sunsets because we're up there way up on the hilltop, and we got the big room in the place because I'm the old guy, and I think we were the only two people there that were married. Nevertheless, so some decent pictures there. Okay, sunset, get out of the way.
Oh, no, we
Bill's
went.
he's taking sunset pics up there from Squifle Tower, so if you can top that, I don't know that you'll be able to.
More of an opinion piece here. Got a question for you. Brian and I went. There's my favorite park in Cleveland is Rocky River Park. It's small. It's gorgeous. There's a big tree that I like to sit underneath. There's a playground for kids. Like, I love Rocky River Park.
And you used to live in Rocky River.
I used to live less than a mile from there. So that's the one I would run to or walk to and do my little meditative next to the water. I love this park. And I think it has the best sunset. Okay? So Brian and I went.
Even though it's the same sunset everybody else is getting.
No. This one's better.
All right.
We went to a little tiny diner called Bairden's. I don't know if anybody is familiar.
Yeah, Bairden's.
Love
so
Bairden's.
good, so good. So one of our classic date nights when I lived in Rocky River is we would walk to Bairden's, we would watch the sunset, then we'd get Mitchell's on the way home.
Is it Bairden's or Bearden's?
It's got a little bear.
Which makes you think bear den.
Yes,
But
like a den of bears.
Right, but I thought Bearden was the name of the family who owns it. I've always wondered that. Is it Bairden's?
I have no
or
idea.
Maybe people who are Rocky River natives can clear that up because it's been there since the friggin' 40s.
Yeah. So I thought it was Bear Den, like a bear.
You could be right.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Bairden's,
Yeah.
whatever. So we did that, and we got there like 8, sunsets around 9. So we're just, we finished our burgers. We're just relaxing on a blanket and talking. And this lady.
Did you get a milkshake?
No, I didn't get a milkshake.
Oh, they have good milkshakes over
Yeah,
at
I've
Bear
heard.
Dens.
Bear Dens. It sounds like what's that deer's name? Bambi. When he's like, bird. Bear Den. That's what I hear.
All right.
Anyway, so it's probably 8:30, 8:40, so the sun's really starting to get down there. The colors are coming out. This bitch pulls up on a bicycle, parks her bike about 7 inches from our blanket. Whole park. It is not a crowded park. Parks her bike like 7 inches from our blanket and sits directly in front of us. Like you could not be more in front of us. There's an entire row of rocks.
Parks herself in front of you guys and doesn't give it a second thought.
Not for 1 second. There's so much open seating. She lays her bike down next to us and then just goes and sits directly in front of us on the rock, completely blocking our view. And I'm like, either she doesn't care.
Wait, one person blocked your view of the entire sunset?
Well, from where we already had all our stuff set up. We were laying on a blanket, relaxing, and then she sat. We specifically picked the spot that was right by the edge of the, not really a cliff,
Yeah, I
but
understand.
where it goes
like
off.
the overlook there.
And
then
she
she
came and
cucked
sat
ya.
directly on the overlook.
Yeah.
Directly in front of us.
Yeah.
Could not have chosen, unless she sat on our blanket. It couldn't have been more inconvenient.
Yeah.
And so we're like, maybe she sat down and she was kind of, she was sweaty. I was like, maybe she's just going to sit for a couple minutes and catch her breath. She sat for the entire freaking
And you didn't say anything?
I didn't know if I should.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not that big of a deal,
No,
but
you
it
go-
kind of is. Where
you
it's
go, ma'am.
We've been here for an hour.
Right. Ma'am, hey.
Could you move to the left a little?
I mean, nothing.
ass?
Yeah, nothing
I was so
acrimonious, but I
mad.
mean, she might have been so oblivious that it didn't even occur to her.
I don't even think this is oblivious. I think this is, well,
This is rude.
this is straight rudeness.
Well, no, but if she was
in a not
oblivious,
crowded park.
if she was oblivious, then she wasn't even paying attention. And sometimes, if you say something to someone, they go, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Like people aren't paying attention
Okay.
out there.
But my point is, she put her bike down right by our blanket. There's no way she didn't see
Should've stole
us.
her bike.
I told Brian, I said, I'm going to pick her helmet up and throw it in the lake. She can't get back.
Now, how am I gonna get home?
Right. But yeah, I put a picture on my Instagram story. You can look at it, Mary Santora Comedy. It's Brian and I, and then she's just directly in front. And I'm like,
Is this an older woman?
she's probably your age.
So no. young,
so young and spry.
vibrant, spry.
No, she's probably in
virile.
her 50s. Like, she was in her little workout clothes.
Yeah.
And she, biked up there. And I get it. Everyone wants to enjoy a sunset. I fully understand.
But there's a lot of park there.
10 inches to the left or the
Yeah!
right, and you wouldn't have been directly in our way.
That's why I would have said something. Just like, hey, ma'am, we're kind of trying, we got a little thing going here, and would you mind?
Not sitting directly in front of
Yeah,
us.
like a foot either way. Either
Seriously.
way, yeah. I don't think that's too much to ask.
Why didn't you take the spot that she was in the first place?
Because it's a rock, and we were sitting on the grass in a blanket. What you're saying? I left.
I'm just
open
trying
real
to. I'm
estate?
trying to. I'm looking. No, I'm watching the video.
And then there's a picture of her next.
Yeah.
Next. But it's just of her back, so people are like, "Oh, you shame people in the face."
Oh, come on. This is not
Yeah,
shaming
It's
anything.
not shaming anybody.
If she's oblivious to you guys, she sure as hell doesn't know you're taking a picture of her.
Looking at it from this spot, I can see there's like a lot of room between you
That's
guys
my whole
and the
point.
edge. So like, I
She
can
could
see
have
why.
sat, like I said, 1 foot to the right. She wouldn't have been directly in our view.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like,
You probably could have asked her.
yeah, I bet she would have been like, oh.
Would
hey.
you have said something?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. I would have said,
I would have pushed
ma'am.
her off.
No, I just
Could've shoved her.
I would have just gone over and go, hey, not to be a pain in the ass, but I'm like, we've been here for a minute, and could I get you to go one way or the other? Because,
And tomorrow's our anniversary.
Yeah, we're just
And I'm
trying to
only
have a little
home every
lovey
other
day.
week.
I'm not home every other week. Screw you, dude.
screw you, dude.
When was the last time you were home?
A while ago.
No. it was-
January. But yeah, that was it. That was my sunset experience because I was like, I want
But
to
did
say
she
something.
did she end up ruining the situation for you? I mean,
Not
all
ruining. We had to-
somebody can say is no.
We
Always
had to
ask.
like sit up and move our blanket to the right a little bit
Yeah.
so that we could still see it.
Yep.
But I'm like, I bet she's getting, because she had her phone out the whole time. I'm like, we should ask her to send us those pictures because we can't see them.
That would have been hilarious.
Hey, would you mind sending me the pictures of the
You
sunset?
sat down in front of us and we missed the sunset. So could you send us your pictures?
And then, of course, as soon as the sun goes below the water, she gets up and moves.
Of course she does.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Brian, I was like, look at it. It's a pretty purple sky. Isn't that
Still lovely.
Yeah. So we didn't say anything because I was like, I didn't want to cause problems.
Well, the beauty is that very same sunset will happen every day.
But it was clear yesterday.
Until the sun
No
explodes.
Yeah,
clouds
today's
and-
gonna be all
Oh,
cloudy.
today's rainy and
Right.
gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we got
Now,
all
yesterday was
nice
a
sweet-
very, very good sunset, and it was
Mhm.
also like going right over
was
the lake
perfect, yeah.
because this is the time of year when they start hitting right there in the like going over the horizon of the lake. They're not over the land as much.
Is there any chance that she had already been sitting there and you guys sat down in front of her?
No, she rode up on her bike.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she rode up on her bicycle,
Could she have been
splayed it out.
behind you on her bicycle and then rode
just
around?
standing
Yeah,
behind the tree?
enjoying the sunset
I don't think so.
for an hour.
Yeah, I was going to say, because we got there and like had our food and relaxed
Yeah.
and, you know,
Well, people are telling me it's Bearden's,
Bearden's.
which is what
Okay.
we say, but they do have the bear.
That's why I
so
didn't
that's
know.
I was always like, well, maybe it's
A den of bears.
a den of bears. They're just playing off the family name, I guess.
Yeah, there was a rock in front of us, so no, we did not claim
The
the
rock.
rock because it's like slanted too. So for two people to like try to relax on a rock, that's not somewhere you want to lay. You want to lay in the grass, you know?
Yeah.
So
I'm-
yeah,
I'm
sure
a
we left
chair guy. I don't wanna
we
lay
left
in
a
the
little
grass.
bit of real estate.
Well,
open,
I always
guess.
think it's worth, if it bothers you that much, I always think it's worth bringing it to someone's attention.
And then what if she says no? I shove her.
No,
Cover
you
off the
go,
cliff.
okay, well, then you know where they're coming from. Then
Yeah.
you know she's rude. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm going to sit down in front of somebody else.
And I don't care.
Because some people will. They'll,
Yeah.
there's a big park. Ah.
Well,
Oh, you know what, ma'am?
that was our argument. was-
Gotcha. Yeah, but those
There's a big
people,
park.
man, right.
Yeah.
They got all the other things going on.
Mm-hmm.
You go,
Yeah.
I'm doing all right. I'll move a couple of feet to the right.
Well, this is the same park. After my dad died, I was going to this park a lot. And well, the way when he was sick, I would just like because it was about a mile, so I would run there. I would cry there. I had so many moments at this park, so that I think I also have like a probably unhealthy connection.
Well, you were,
to
well,
this
no,
park,
you were
know?
just attaching a whole lot of nostalgia to it.
Yes,
And this
and I-
lady was just riding by on her bike. And,
And
you
I
know.
haven't been back. I haven't been to that park since probably last summer. It's probably been a year since
Yep.
I've been to that park. And I'm like, you had to ruin it.
You
had
should
to
have
ruin
walked
it.
up to her sobbing.
My dad died, and you're blocking my view of his angel spirit and the seagulls.
You're sitting the rock that I pushed him off of.
Cracked his
into the
head.
lake.
Cracked his
Yeah,
head right there.
that's right.
Did you know? Died natural causes.
In my arms, natural causes. All right, I got to take a break here. If you want to send me a text, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com if you want to watch.
This is the Alan Cox Show. Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app or whatever smart device you have. Just tell